So let's get back to this rain. Drizzle and rain means drain, yeah, that's right. And welcome to another video. This time we are in the Cotswold Hills, about 8 miles north of the city of Bath. Now where we are, this position here is about 10 minutes drive to the equally famous Castle Combe, which is a very popular tourist destination, so we're not going to go there today. Instead we're in a village called Marshfield. Now this village we think is just as pretty as Castle Combe, lots of old houses, old buildings. So now we're going to take a little look around. As we enter the village, first thing we see is this lovely old toll house. That doorway, I won't even fit through there. Oh, it's quite cold and
foggy.
But the reason we're in the fog really, because the village, being on the Cotswolds, lies at around 180 metres high. So that's why it's a bit foggy. Now we're just approaching what's called the almshouses. It says here that the almshouses was built in 1612. It was built for the use of 8 elderly villagers by 2 sons of Marshfield, Nicholas and Ellis Crisp, who'd gone to London and made their fortunes largely through the West Indies trade. As we walk down the high street now, you can see how old some of the houses are. And I read on the internet, almost every house in the high street is well over 100 years old.
That's nearly as old as you.
Just reading on my phone about the Civil War, which happened not far from here, the famous Battle of Lansdowne. It said Marshield was a casualty of the war, which was in July 1643. A royalist army under Prince Maurice and Sir Bevil Grenville were hoping to link up with Charles I at Oxford and avoid a confrontation with the parliamentary forces gathered at Bath under Sir William Waller. Marshfield, which had about 300 houses at that time, was used as an overnight billet and provision store for the King's army of 6,000. The next day the royalists were tempted into an abortive battle at Lansdowne, each side withdrawing with heavy losses. Sir Bevil Grenville died in Cold Ashton Rectory not far away, and as the royalists fell back on Marshfield for repairs, almost every house had wounded men on its hands. The village is a mile long. It's a very long village, and the main A420 bypasses it over there. It really is like going back in time, isn't it, really? If you took the cars away.
Yes, okay.
And there's a lot of cars here, unfortunately, parked in the street. Okay, every Boxing Day in Marshfield, a thing called the Marshfield Mummers. What that is basically is, well, it looks to me like people dressed in strips of paper, but what it is, I'm just reading it here, it's a fertility play with traces of medieval drama, incorporates the story of St. George and the Dragon. Okay, the people who star in it have to belong to families that have lived in Marshfield for generations, and they must have the Marshfield accent, whatever that is. When a role becomes available, precedence is given to the relatives of present members of the troupe. Because it is a fertility rite, women are not allowed to participate. Oh, that's sexist. Each costume comprises a garment made of brown cloth covered in sewn-on strips of newspaper, hence the name Paperboys.
In comes I, King William. I have a curran and a bow. With my sword and spear in my hand, I gained 3 crowns of gold. I fought the fiery dragon and brought him to a slaughter. And by the means of this, I gained the hand of the Queen of Europe's daughter. Me and 4 more, slew 7 score. I won the victory with a British man of war. Your mind's high, my mind's bold. Your blood's hot, I'll quickly make it cold. Ah! Oh. Room! Room! Gallant room, I say! If Jack Phoenix is in the room. Let him step this way.
Was on a cold dark winter's night, my grandmother left me there. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la la, did I know?
Around the Christmas time, the village, I think they have some sort of competition for the best wreaths. And there's lots of really nice wreaths up here on the doors. Yeah, it's a very contemporary, modern, whatever it's called. It's a piece of wire with some little baubles on it. It's nice. Just by chance, we've come to the wreath that got first prize. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Very, is it contemporary? Contemporary means new, not old fashioned.
Actually, it's just knitted.
It's just knitted, but look at that. That is really nice, isn't it? It's another nice wreath. Look at that one. Is that the Naughty Elf?
That is a naughty elf.
Naughty Elf, yeah.
It's upside down.
Upside down. Highly commended as well. Most of the houses have got a wreath on. There's some really nice ones, but it's not just the wreaths I'm looking at. Look at these really nice old doorways. Look at that. It's an unusual one, isn't it? This wreath didn't win it, but it's one of the most original. Look at that. I like that one. We're 103 miles from Hyde Park Corner in London, and this plaque was originally removed during the Second World War. I've got a screwdriver. What we're going past now is what used to be the Crown Pub. Still two pubs here, the Lord Nelson, which we haven't been in yet actually, and the Catherine Mill back there, which I'll show you in a minute, which is a really nice pub. And now down here is another favourite building of mine. I don't know what it was. It looks very grand, so it must have been something nice. But it still is nice. And the door knocker on the door, look. Reminds me of Scrooge. Marley's. Remember Marley's face come out? Another really nice building in the area is the Old Vicarage. So to the church, which is almost at the end of the village. And here we are into the church grounds. There's the church. Like most villages, very old. Here's a little bus shelter, look at this. Graffiti, but of the nice kind. There's a little Sweet Apples tea shop. had a few cups of tea before now.
Nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
And the pub's nice.
And now we're coming up to the Catherine Wheel pub, which is really nice for meals. And it's a
Nice,
really nice
nice.
building. It's got a nice, like, half-shell porch. Well, once again we've been caught out by drizzle like we did yesterday with the Mummers. Nightmare, wasn't it? Why couldn't it have been like Christmas Day weather when I took the drone out? That was just beautiful weather then. Anyway, we had a nice little look around the village. We didn't get a chance to go in the pub because it was very crowded, but we would have had a meal. Never mind. So let's get back to this rain. Drizzle and rain means drain, yeah, that's right. See you next time then.